Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to talk about why most martial arts schools don't succeed. So the number one reason why most martial arts schools don't succeed is because the quality of their programs aren't up to par. They focus all their energy on trying to get new students, but they neglect the quality of their programs. Right, so when it comes to your program, you need to focus on getting your churn percentage down. So if you don't remember from the last video, your churn percentage is basically the percentage of your students that quit every month. If you have 100 students and 5 quit every month, you have a 5% churn percentage, which is pretty average in our industry. Your goal should be to get it to the 2 to 3% range. And you need to be focused on what can I do to provide my students with more value, right? Maybe you survey your students and figure out what they like about your program and what can be improved, right? Maybe you run reports every week to see who hasn't been to class in a while, right? Or who hasn't ranked up in a while. And you put the system in place to reach out to them. You give them a phone call, you offer them a complimentary 15-minute booster lesson to catch them back up, right? But just allocating time every single day to work on your business and not in it. So instead of just teaching the classes every day and feel like, okay, I did enough, allocate 1 or 2 hours a day to improving the quality of your program, and that will help you grow much faster. The second reason why most martial arts schools don't succeed is they don't have the right marketing partner. So one common trend I see in the industry is martial arts schools want to grow. Maybe you try running your own ads at first and then you realize, hey, I'm not a marketer, I'm a martial arts school owner, which there's nothing wrong with that. You only have so much time in the day, right? So it's unrealistic for you to be able to do marketing as good as someone who dedicates their entire life to it, right? But then you find some companies online and you work with an agency, right? But it's one of the larger, more typical agencies where everyone's just a number. Maybe you get good results in the first month and then the results start to dip. People aren't showing up, the lead quality isn't good, the communication isn't great. And 3 months later, you churn, you cancel, and then you move on to the next agency. And you just continue to repeat that process, right? That's what most martial arts schools do who want to grow. Instead, and shameless plug, you want to work with a partner. So someone like us who, we don't follow the agency model where we work with hundreds of clients at a time. We actually, our goal is to work with less than 25 or less partners at a time and focus on doing really high quality work, right? So instead of just running ads to get you leads, we help you with your entire marketing, right? Your leads, you're actually filming your content. We help you with your sales, right? In-house martial artists, following up with your leads, building relationships, qualifying them and making sure they show up, and then coaching you on how to close them. And we help you with your operations and your retention, right? So you can make sure less students are quitting every month. So you can systemize your business to win back your time so you can make sure you're profitable. And we have a team of 6-7 people just for less than 25 partners, right? But when you invest into a more high quality partnership, you get what you pay for, right? So finding the right marketing partner, instead of just thinking, oh, let me find someone who charges $1,000, $2,000 per month, I'm looking for a budget-friendly solution, you can spend a little bit more money, have the right partner, and grow your school much faster. Number 3, the reason why a lot of martial arts schools don't succeed is, to be honest, they make excuses. When business doesn't go their way, or when they have a lot of students canceling, or when they don't have as many students signing up, or when their staff members aren't up to par, they point the fingers at everyone except themselves. And excuses just give you a reason to fail. They hurt you, right? One of my mentors and one of our partners here at Kin, Brandon Beliso, he always says, in business, you always want to point the fingers back at yourself. When you put the blame back on yourself and you take ownership for it, now it's within your control, right? Now you can take the next steps in order to improve it. But if I just complain, oh, my staff suck, my cancellations are way too high, it's not going to help you at all. Whereas if you point the fingers back at yourself, for example, and you say, okay, well, maybe I didn't train my staff good enough, right? Or maybe my curriculum isn't up to par. Or maybe I'm not spending enough time at this school. Now that you took ownership for it, you can take the next steps that you need in order to improve it. Reason number 4 why most martial arts schools don't succeed is they don't work hard enough. A lot of martial arts school owners, they teach classes between the hours of maybe 4 to 9 p.m. Or maybe you're there from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, and you think that's enough. And look, if you just want to have a school that's a couple hundred students, sure, that's fine. But if you're someone who has large goals, you want to scale your school to over 100K per month. You want to profit over 40,000 per month. You want to open more locations and make millions of dollars, then your work needs to match your goals, right? You need to be working 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week for years straight in order to see those goals come into fruition. Right now, working hard alone isn't good enough. You need to make sure that you're working on the business and not only in it. For example, let's say you're working in the business time as teaching your classes and doing meetings with your staff members and all that sort of stuff between the hours of 4 to 9 p.m., right? Well, what are you doing from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day? Take that time, that's 7 hours every single day times 5 days. That's 35 hours over the course of a week that you could be working on your business. You could spend 3 of those hours every day. You just work on improving your retention, staff trainings, improving your curriculum, putting the right systems in place. You spend another 3-4 hours and you allocate it towards filming content, right? And meeting with your marketing partners and thinking about how you can improve your trial classes so you can close a higher percentage of your trials, right? You just need to be working harder because that's what it takes to succeed. That's what it takes to reach the top 1%. And weekends as well, right? People who take off weekends lose 104 days per year, right? Imagine one of your competitors doesn't take off weekends and has an extra 104 days on top of what you're putting in. That's a huge competitive advantage. And look, you can follow what 99% of people do, clock in and out, and as soon as Friday comes, they're done, and you'll get average results from doing that. Or you can go against the grain and you can be part of the top 1% and do what everyone else isn't doing, and you will get the results that everyone else doesn't get. And that leads me to the 5th point of why most martial arts schools don't succeed is they neglect working on themselves. So they spend all their time working on their businesses, which is great, right? But one thing I've realized over time is if you want the results externally in life, whether it's hitting a certain income goal with your business or maybe a certain goal in your personal life, right? It all comes back to working on yourself. You need to become that person in order to attract those things in your life. So for example, if you want to hit $50,000 or $100,000 per month, right? But you only sleep 3 hours a night, or you drink a bunch of alcohol every night, or you I don't know, maybe you don't feel good about yourself, right? Because you're not in good shape. Those are all things that is going to pull you away from achieving those goals. You need to work on becoming the absolute best version of yourself. One of my mentors, Jeremy, one experiment that he does with all of us is he says, okay, think about your goal and think about who you need to become. What traits do you do? What does your routine look like? What is that 2.0 version of yourself? Write it all down and then work on becoming that person. And you'll notice as a byproduct of that, you'll start achieving a lot of these external goals in your life much faster, right? So for example, for me, when I first did this, I was sleeping 4 hours a night, right? So I'm like, okay, I want to get 8 hours of sleep in. I also wasn't working out. I didn't feel good about myself, right? So I'm like, okay, I need to at least get in 30 to 60 minutes of exercise every day. My body was very, tight, and I felt, pains and stuff like that a lot. So I'm like, okay, I need to do stretching every day. My mind, sometimes I couldn't think straight with my business because there's so much going on. So I allocated some time to meditation every day. Writing down who you need to become and then making sure you actually stick to that and doing that work on yourself is what's actually going to move your business forward much faster. So I hope you like those tips today, guys. Just to recap, number 1 is you need to work on your program in order to decrease your churn percentage. Number 2 is you need to find the right marketing partner Shameless plug, check out our website, kingcreative.io. Number 3 is making excuses instead of taking ownership for everything that happens in your business. Number 4 is not working hard enough. And number 5 is neglecting working on yourself. So focus on these 5 points, and I'll see you in the next video.